what is wrong with you in sleeping with other people's boyfriends. Because if you can't be alone, you shouldn't be in a relationship. Because last one made out with my boyfriend, I was traumatized to make another female bestie. Hello my lovely people, how are you today? I got a haircut. I know it's a lot. It's pretty, like I don't have anything to say about it. Pretty nonetheless, but this made me more of a wavy girl and less of a curly girl. Get ready with me while we talk about pretentious girls. Today I have a lot of stories about that my friends have given me, and today we're gonna talk about all of them. And I know it's a hard story and it's a lot to talk about, but today I've taken my sister's iPad and I have a lot of people's stories. Also, I did my nails. I'm the type of girl you wanna chew all on my bubble gum. Let's cleanse my face and let's talk about our story number 1. Sorry, I can't mind that. As you know, we're from the same school. So this person and I are in the same school. So this girl is from my school, and so these are my friends' confessions. So I couldn't call her up here. So yeah, as you know, we are from the same school. The girls in my class were even misogynistic. Today they act like they are girls. The girls in my class were even misogynistic. Today they act like they're all about being a girl and spreading love, positivity. But back then it was completely a different story. I can totally agree now. All my high school bullies who have been nothing but really shit show to me my entire life, and now when I check their stories, they're all about being girls, and somehow they know what kindness means. Anyone who interacted with boys was immediately labeled as a slut. But ironically, she was also the most popular girl in class. It's always the most popular girls in the class, especially in mine. Now that I think of, every single popular girl in my class have bullied me at one point, which was really weird. And all these girls are all wrapped around their fingers, and I was a girl who I do not vibe with men, so I never had like really good connections with men in general. So I was always surrounded by women, and just because that one particular girl started hitting me, the whole class, like every girl stopped talking to me because I was not friends with that particular girl. And now when she follows me on my Instagram, and now she talks about that, oh my god, I love to see you where you are, and I'm like, do you? Like, she's a good person or whatever, but she wasn't very kind to me at that time and where it mattered. At the time, I didn't mind too much, but I now realize that being in that kind of environment made me feel ugly. I used to literally measure and compare whose waist was smallest. It's so weird. I found it strange, especially because I was a chubby girl myself. I have no words on it. Why would you measure your waist with people? You are literally growing children and everybody's body is changing. I don't think so that but I get it. How you look as a teen really matters to you. Like, it really affects your mental health and how you view yourself in general. Especially when you're like me, and I don't want to I'm not putting myself down or something, but if you're a person who does not fit in the area of being conventionally pretty, and people don't pursue as being pretty, it's really hard for you to find yourself. Even though you know you're pretty in your own way, it just these people can't see it. But it takes time for you to discover in yourself itself that how are you pretty, how I am pretty, because there are so many norms to being pretty. And when you finally understand, it's too late and you have already built that insecurity in you. And these women just make it worse, honestly. Some people struggle with their weight. I struggled with my skin tone, and trust me, it was a huge process before I became this confident in my own skin. It was not that easy. It was just weird. That's when I started genuinely connecting with you and other girls that kind of lift each other up instead of tearing each other down. Shut up. Don't. At that time, I didn't mind it too much, but now I realize that being in that kind of environment made me feel ugly. I thought maybe no guy wants to talk to me because I'm not pretty enough. I even started judging other girls, unknowingly absorbing the same toxic mindset. When you're in the environment where you are not being loved, of course you won't go out of your way to learn how to love other people when you yourself is not getting it. It's really hard to reflect positivity when you are not in the receiving end. And I know it is very weird how our society lives in this way, but kudos to you getting out of that environment and finally finding yourself and finding a way how to appreciate women in your own way. Female friendships are the best thing that has ever happened to me, and I can never forget all the women who have lifted me up. All this confidence that I have today is because of women, and I don't know where I will be without them. But your story is different, it's totally fine. We'll move on to story number 2. So when I was in college, I had a female best friend after 4 years. Because last one made out with my boyfriend, I was traumatized to make another female bestie. I hold my purse when I say this, that every woman, every best friend who sleep with their best friend's boyfriend, what is wrong with you? It makes my skin crawl every time I hear something like this. How are you attracted to that man who is literally an extension of your girlfriend? How do you process all of this? Because I look at him like an extension of her, like an unwanted body part attached to her that I would totally not. I would ask her to do a surgery on it and remove it. How are you looking at that animal of a man? By animal, I can say he can be like a small pug, he can be a butterfly, he can be anything, but to me he's an animal. Okay, he's a waste product of hers. I know I have friends who have like lovely boyfriends and they have like really sweet to me. They've never done anything wrong to me, but they took my best friend away. She's not only mine anymore, and it's because of them. How can you ever forgive that man who took your best friend away from you? How do you sleep with them? Oh god, I am so sensitive to this topic. But this girl, let's call her B, earned my trust and love over time. We became best friends. I've shared every single secret and fucked up moments, countless nights of getting and watching anime. We were inseparable. At that time, B was in a relationship and I was single. One day, we were at a cafeteria, saw one of her bandmates. He was kind of hot. I was checking him out. B saw that and instantly she was ready to pair us. Soon after that, we're dating. I was very happy. We were going on double days, spending the whole day together until my best friend became very toxic. Sorry, I got a little distracted. We were having fights every single day. He became a little abusive. We broke up. B saw my pain because I used to stay in my room. I wasn't eating or talking to anyone except her. Then B suggested that I should see other people and try to move on, as a normal person would do, but she wasn't very normal about it. She introduced me with another guy who was also from her band. After a few days, she noticed that talking to this guy isn't helping, so she told me to unlock my whole face. I don't know what I think about these. I don't know how who phases works. I think it works differently for different people. You can also take it as self-exploration. It's just to heal from something if something traumatic happened to you, and to heal from that. This shouldn't be suggested by anyone, especially when you're your friend. I won't think so you will suggest somebody your whole phase in order to heal, because it will just give you more insecurities. And I think after something traumatic happens to you, all you need to do is sit with yourself and deal it with yourself, because if you can't be alone, you shouldn't be in a relationship. And I don't know, it was such a bad first 100th red flag by this woman. I didn't even know what that is, and I did whatever the fuck she told me. I was secretly doing friends with benefit with 2 people on our campus, which only B knew about. One day, my toxic ex randomly came up to me and said, I thought it takes time to move on, but look at you, having fun with 2 different people at the same time. Wow. I was stunned. Like, how did he know that? First of all, sir, you're the abuser here. there is a reason why she broke up with you, and don't act like she is the problem because you were the problem, that's why she left. And why do you care? Like, how did he know that? I was dumb. It never crossed my mind that maybe B told him everything. I trusted her that much. I went to B's room and cried the whole night. She kept patting me until I fell asleep. After a month, I was doing so much better. Finally moved on from that guy, having the best time of the year then. Right then it happened. I bumped into my ex. I tried to avoid him, but he really wanted to confess something, and I went to the cafeteria with him. I see where this is going. I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. This motherfucker told me that he and B had twice while we were in a relationship, and she is the one who Mr. I want to say that if you had blah, blah, with that woman while you were in a relationship, then why was this girl doing whatever her face to move on to do whatever? Does had to do anything with you, sir? Aren't you the one in the most fault here? Or she's not even in the fault. You are the issue. Not that you just cheated on her, but and you're gaslighting and making her feel bad about herself when she's going to do something that helps her. It did not help her, I guess, but like, who are you, sir, to tell her anything about this? And she was the one who used to tell him about all my secrets. I was speechless for 5 minutes and asked him, does her boyfriend know about this? As expected, he had no clue, so I just gave him a call. He went home for a couple of weeks at that time. I told him everything. So yeah, after that I confessed her. She was crying. She wanted us to be friends, but I was also facing this shit for the second time. That day I lost my trust for all the females on this planet. I'm still paranoid around my female friends. Sadly, I can never fully trust any other girl again. Honey, what you have been through is very understandable why you don't. I would have chose the same path. But women, what is wrong with you and sleeping with other people's boyfriends? If you really want a man, get your own. And in this case, she had her own. But I am so speechless about this. I don't know how can someone ever heal from this. But I hope you heal from it soon. And yeah, and it becomes so hard to trust anyone again. It's I would have been paranoid too. It's really disgusting how such females do this, especially to your friend, to your best friend. Some women do not want to be your friend. Some women want to be your friends, but they secretly hate you, and it's always the case. Maybe they think if they're in your life and they just misguide you in a better way, they'll be so much better off. I want to know what goes wrong in your head when you think that way. But I've also experienced this, that I have been friends with them, but they secretly hate me, and I don't know what benefits them at that time. But I really don't understand this behavior. Some people do want to be your friend, some people don't. And we'll move on to story number 4 because I genuinely can't say anything about this. We will move on to story number 3 because I'm so traumatized. So I had this BFF from 7th grade and we were like 2 peas in a pod. We had our ups and downs, but it wasn't a big deal. It was the last day of my school and we had our history viva, and everyone was busy making their files perfect for the viva. I was sitting with my BFF and there was a girl in front of me, Isha. Ooh, when name dropping. Allegedly. We used to be close friends. We used to be best buddies. And now we're not. I wish you could tell me why. And then she changed her groove with the most pick-me-ass bitches in my class, and her groove was sitting in front of me. Isha was making a snap of our class, and as I said before, we used to be close friends. So she knows that I don't like when people randomly take my pics or videos when I'm really uncomfortable with that. So she was taking a name and her phone was suddenly centimeters away from my face, and I get really anxious when someone does that to me, and I just told her not to do that. Then this bitch, half visually impaired bitch, said I am so ugly that no one would want to take my pic and that I look like shit. So I said कि at least मेरे situationship ने मेरे. The comeback was not fully written in it, so it's fine. I will ask her. But wow, I need to talk about this. People who take your videos and snaps without permission needs to really go. I think it's a criminal offense and we should start suing people. Because what the fuck? But calling someone ugly just because they called you out for doing something illegal is beyond me. And I don't know what kind of insecurity you wear on your sleeve in order to tell these people like this. But honey, you need to heal and you get over it. We will move on to our last story because my makeup is almost done. Story number 4. I've always had big tata for as long as I can remember. I was wearing this pretty pink dress in school because it was my birthday. OMG, I love that. You know, in my school, and like in everybody's school, we were allowed to like dress however we want to on our birthday, and it was changed later on, which is very sad. But then we used to wear whatever we want on that day, and I used to always pick out the most princessy dresses, and I knew a lot of bitches weren't happy with it, but that was my motive, to make other people uncomfortable with my fashion. My fashion has always stood up for making people uncomfortable. I was never into skin showing or anything, but what can I say? I was always a crazy it girl who kept her fashion weird. I don't remember exactly, but it was jumping, and this yoga teacher whom I hated prior as well called me, especially just to say that don't you wear a bra? I said, I do wear a bra. She was like, wear 2 of them. How is that gonna help her? How is that gonna help? How is that gonna help? I don't know, you should have asked her to wear a binder, that would have made sense, but why do you care? Like, why is this? What is wrong with this? But why do you care? It's so offensive. She's going through a puberty and it's a new time for her. You should be, as a woman, you should be more understandable to, especially when you're a child. I feel like I've been more sexualized in my school, and it was mostly by my teachers and my fellow, people who are elder than me, and I totally don't get it because we were so sexualized for like wearing a skirt of a certain length, and I'm literally a child. I'm 11 years old. Why does the length of my skirt really that matters? Even if my legs are out, it doesn't mean anything. We do this for the men, but then at that time we didn't even know what's the difference between a man and a woman. So I don't get your point. I really don't get your point. 2 of them, then excuse ma'am, it's 40 degrees in the kadakti dhoop. What do you want me to buy tits to pop out like popcorn? I kid you not, I was in 6th standard, cut off to 2025. I joined this new gym because your girl needed to stay hard and I was looking forward to meet someone as my workout partner. I stumbled upon this chick. We talked for like good 2 days. After that, I remember some stepper exercises. She came up to me and said, wear a sports bra. I was like, I'm wearing a sports bra. Only she was like, wear 2 of them. Not again. I was like, oh my lord, we're back. Leave my boobas alone. Exactly, leave her bobas alone. Leave them alone. I cast the magic on you to leave her bobas alone because it doesn't matter to me. It is so shitty that you had to go through your trauma, and that too via women again. I think both of these women, your teacher and this girl, are just jealous of your bobas because she was like, how can a little child have a better boba than me? And this girl was like, how dare she has better bobas than me? And I think you're blessed by Lord and by the power of my Jesus Joseph invested in you. You keep your bobas flaunting because they're beautiful. Because if they're getting so jealous of it, they must be really good, right? Can we stop bringing other females down? Because this world is already shitty on us, on women, and we only have each other. We should live in some kind of harmony, right? I will tell you that I think I got really lucky. By the way, this is the e.l.f. lip stain. It's really nice, as you can see. And I think this world is already suffering because of men, and some men making choices about our body, and you as a woman understand that the most, that we don't have the freedom of choosing for our bodies in most of the countries. and most of the places. And even for now, we live for our family, we live for other people. We don't have a lot of identity of our own. So, as a woman to another woman, let's be kind on each other and each other's body. Because I know this is a projection of somebody's insecurity onto other people, but let's just be kind to each other. Be the girl who changes be the girl's girl who changes other people's vision on girls and the female friendship. I know we can bring a change together. Do you not get up every single day and think that you can change the world? Because I think if you start getting up and thinking that, oh Lord, I can change the world and I'll be the better person and I'll be the person who brings change on this planet, I think this planet will be a beautiful place. Because I know the way y'all react, it's a part of trauma, and I've always been traumatized by a lot of women in my life. But then at the end of the day, I have realized that there was other women who picked me up. I think just for me, you should be aware of all the red flags that comes your way when you look at a female. Talk about let's be kinder on each other's body. I feel like even the most prettiest women on this planet have their own set of insecurities. I have my set of insecurities. You have your set of insecurities. Let's not project it on other people. I know that my viewers, if you clicked on this video, you are a girl's girl. Really hope and pray that you find better female friends, because the female friends to me have always been magical, and I really hope that one day you find your set of women, because it's literally one of the most beautiful relationships in the world. And then they say that your life expectancy is so much more when you're around women. And yeah, I know you're very traumatized. Are you traumatized with me? Send me your terrible women stories or pretentious girls stories so we can react on it and we can spread awareness about making friends in general. But if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and put some suggestions on the comment section of what you want me to do next, and I'll be coming up with a room makeover video, so look forward to it. I love you all so much. Bye, see you in the next video.